frantically readjusted a bunch of things on the Rodecaster seconds before over FaceTime with Aaron. So let me know if you can see and hear me. Hopefully we are, in fact, live. I have to tell you, one, if you're wondering what that noise is, it's that I'm so far behind that I am currently printing the donut picture, which normally I have it printed and done before the live stream. I am struggling. I don't know about y'all. I really did not have enough time between trips, and I am trying to do too much. And I'm also very tired. I will say that. I am very tired. Anyway, happy. The volume is low. Interesting. Okay. Great. No audio. Lovely. Stand by. What did we break? It's just quiet. How do I make it less quiet? Aaron says there's audio, but it's just quiet. How do we make it less quiet? We're working on it. The mic is, in fact, pointing at me. And it does appear plugged in. Interesting. Okay, some people say they can hear it. And then some people say it's low. Aaron is apparently doing something remotely. Cool. This is going great. I feel like maybe we shouldn't have changed my streaming setup when Aaron is out of town for multiple consecutive live streams. Okay. Well, here, do you guys want to see the donut? Look at the donut. Look at the donut. Some thrilling content for you there. Do. I don't even have a cap cam to distract you all with. Okay, we're printing another donut. There we go. Okay, so we've been streaming for 3 minutes now. Has anything gotten fixed? How are we doing? Can anyone hear me? Uh, back with sound? Low again? What if I try to blow it out? Can you hear me now? Still lower. Same as before. It says 38 decibels. That's crazy. But then look. How many decibels should I go up? Oh, yeah. Okay. Can you all hear me now? Tell me if you can hear me. Hello? Hi? Yes. Okay, am I blowing the speakers out now? Or is this good? Because it says that it's at 71 decibels, which seems unreasonable. There clearly some more detective work needs to be done. David said, do you expect to hear us? No, I don't expect to hear you. Thanks, Aaron. Everybody thank Aaron for providing tech support. But I will say, Aaron also is the one that broke it. Everything was working fine. And Aaron decided to redo something, and then left before it was done. Okay. Audio is not synced. Maybe just reload your stream, because I don't think the audio should be desynced. That's probably on your side. Okay. Hopefully this is the best we can do. By the way, that's the mood that the cats are in, y'all. They're really looking for trouble. Thanks, Aaron. Okay, hi. This is a way to get Aaron to guest. Yeah, well, I mean, Aaron's also at work right now, so... Hi, hello. Sounds like we have audio now. I am really worried that I'm going to end up blowing everything out because of that. I feel like the chaotic start to this stream is very emblematic of how today has been going. I got back late last night from a work trip to Salt Lake City, and I leave again tomorrow morning on a bus to go to the Wild West, to Baker City, which was one of the stops on the Oregon Trail. And in many ways, the downtown really feels like it's been preserved in that era. Anyway, I'm going there for work, and I am 0% prepared. The only things that are packed right now are the stuff that I haven't unpacked from getting in last night, because it's rough. I had to, this is also my day off, and yesterday was my day off, but I've been working both days. While I was in Salt Lake City, I broke the screen of this phone that I had only transferred to 4 days earlier. Aaron got a new phone, and so then I inherited this phone. I did almost all of the moving over, and had the phone for 4 days and took it to Salt Lake City and broke the screen. And I haven't broken a screen since, I think, 2021. I don't know. I switched to these Peak Design cases, and I have had no problems despite throwing my phone on the ground and ice all the time. So, B said the audio was desynced, but then realized they had audio from their phone, but they were looking at the desktop. Well, I can't help you there. I think it will be desynced. Eric says that Aaron is not a hero if you put out the fire you started. You're a pyromaniac. I agree with that. Although I do really appreciate Aaron hopping on while at work to help. So anyway, the conference was great, but it was for public radio hosts. It's a very small, like, professional development conference for other people that have my weird job, of which there's not like a ton of us. And A lot of people kind of like self-funded to go there this year or like cobbled money together um, to go because obviously public media is in a state right now. And it was really great. It's very cathartic. It's a bit of a support group. Like you can't really, everything stays in that room. So it was very cathartic. But I broke my phone. I was out on my run at like 5:30 in the morning, and my phone went face down in front of the tabernacle and a statue of Joseph Smith. I felt very judged. And it was dark enough out still that I didn't realize it was cracked from that fall until like maybe 5 minutes later. But it was really cracked. And I was like, I just have to fix this. But the phone was free to me. So I guess, I mean, it was a bummer to have to spend $329. I do get $60 a month from work for my phone. I decided this is a business expense. I have not taken a single dollar out of my business this year, and it's August. And so it's unfortunate. I didn't have to use, whatever. It is a business expense, but it is still a bummer. And I didn't have to buy a phone. So there's that. I could have just gone back to using my old phone. But this is a significant upgrade, both like camera wise, but also battery life wise. That was the big like tipping point for me, was that I was about to leave on this work trip tomorrow, and my battery life was really bad. It was like, it was only lasting like 2-ish hours, 3-ish hours if I was like out and using it, which I will obviously be doing on the trip. So, Joseph Smith got his start not too far from here, in New York. I don't know how to say Palmyra. Yes. And interestingly, a lot of the revelations that he had that included ancient lands were all kind of just matched the map of upstate New York. But he got flat out of town because he tried to burn down the free press. So, and he moved to Utah. Salt Lake City was a delightful city otherwise, though. I am very stressed. Nothing is going well. I am leaving on this trip in like 16 hours maybe, and I am halfway packed. I have not filed a story that I need to file, that I have to track it and edit it and file it before I leave because it's airing during the weekend. And we're reporting tomorrow in Pasco, and I'm not like prepared for that at all. So yeah, Aaron says I'm leaving for more work events. Looks like things are running fine now. Well, hope they are. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for sticking through it. We have a donut that I ate while I was in Salt Lake City. So while I was at the conference, they had a decent vegetarian offering, but there was nothing. The only vegan option for me, like they had like hummus sandwiches or something, but the bread was not vegan, and they had just assembled it all together. So there was like no, unless I was like gonna like try to pick stuff out of it. And are we meowing? Come join live stream. But there was like an hour window to get lunch, and there was like no programming at lunch because, like I said, it's a very small, like very casual conference. And we were in downtown Salt Lake City, which has actually like a very good transit system. It's pretty walkable in downtown. It is obviously hilly because it's in the mountains, but I found a vegan bakery, and it was only open it wasn't going to be open on Monday and Tuesday. And so Sunday was like my only option to go to it. And it was like 1 mile essentially from the venue. So like doable to like power walk there, get a vegan donut and hopefully something else to eat at lunch, and then power walk back. And I did. I went to this, I like power walked across all of downtown to get myself this vegan donut, like the last chance I had to get it. But the owners were so sweet. They like, I checked out with the vegan donut and I mentioned like, oh, I'm at this conference and they don't have vegan food. And they were like, oh, we have this like vegan bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. And we're making them in the back right now. And they're going to be ready in like 10 minutes. Can you wait 10 minutes? And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can wait 10 minutes. And they were like, essentially I got just like a regular biscuit, which was very good. And I was like scarfing it down. And then as I was leaving, one of the employees ran after me and said, hey, the owner said to come get you. And they had speed wrapped a hot, fresh, in aluminum foil vegan egg and cheese sandwich for me, like our sausage and egg sandwich. So it had like the vegan just egg patties and then like a sausage patty. It was like a vegan McMuffin, I think. But their biscuits were like, oh, some of the best I've ever had. Anyway, they raced after me and they were like, we just know how much that sucks when you're like at an event and they don't have anything for you to eat. And it was still warm and it was in the little thing. And it was an absolutely delicious lunch. But I got the donut. I didn't eat the donut until I was back. I was in the middle of a session, so I did not record it, but I took a picture of it. And I have it was a habanero peach donut. For scale, like this corn fritter, actually, these two being side by side is like pretty appropriate because this was a regular raised donut, but it was like this big and it was very perfect and fluffy. And I love habanero, obviously, but I was a little on the fence about whether or not the peach was going to work together, but it was fantastic. I say 4 out of 5. I don't know what have put it over the top. I feel like I've gotten used to very like complicated donuts, and I feel like I wanted like a crumble or a texture or crispiness on the top, but it was truly 4 out of 5, and the owners were so sweet. One thing I thought was kind of interesting is they didn't advertise that any of they were a fully vegan bakery. But they did, and like across from a bunch of churches, because this is Salt Lake City. So, and 2 Army veterans, husband and wife that own it. All the employees were so cute and so nice. And when I came in, I was like, oh, I heard there's vegan donuts here, but like nothing was marked vegan. And someone was like, oh, and it was like, here, let me get the owner. And the owner came out and it was like, oh, everything is vegan. We just don't want to like turn people off from eating here. So we don't like heavily advertise it. And they were actually self-conscious enough they kind of like lowered their voice to tell me that. But they were so sweet. Fuzzbubble says, Wild West, I just got here. Where are you going? Well, the Wild West is not that far from here, but I'm going to Baker City, Oregon, which is a town that was on the Oregon Trail. And it's a town of about 10,000 people. We were there last year for Stop Requested, but I'm doing an event there on Friday for work. We are taking the bus out there and filing a bunch of stories, and I am 0% prepared. Do not have things packed yet. Just not prepared. I brought my skates to Salt Lake City and I skated, and gosh, I gotta tell you, the skating, they have 3 rinks operated by the county in Salt Lake County. I went to one of them that was out in the suburbs on Saturday, and then I went to the one at the Salt Lake City Sports Complex, which is like right next to where the Olympic Flames were in Salt Lake City in 2002, which they're also hosting again, I think 34. Which had a figure skater lounge, and it had like all of Nathan Chen trained in Salt Lake City. So it had like who's the current Olympic gold medalist, and it had like all of his alkaloids. But it had a figure skater lounge, and it had a bunch of figure skating specific things. It had 2 ice sheets. But this is what really struck me about the skating, because they are operated by the county, these sports facilities. It was so cheap. It was $7 for a freestyle, which is like the figure skating exclusive ice time for like higher level figure skaters. And it was $7. That same one is $20 to $25, depending on the length of the freestyle in Portland. And our rink is smaller and the ice isn't as good. The public skate was $5. It is $25 for the same public skate in Portland at our postage stamp sized rink. And I was just really struck by how much more affordable ice skating is when you have city owned or publicly subsidized or university rinks. Oh yeah, I didn't actually think about that, but yeah, habanero peach salsa is totally a thing. We have a donut today, and frankly, I'm supposed to pack, but I'm not really set up to pack, so I don't know why I said pack with me, because I think I'd have to bring. I don't physically. I don't think it's gonna work. The chance of me bringing us offline again. I am stressed, y'all. I have so many things to do before we leave tomorrow morning. And I just have my union meeting after this. I am not going to be able to concentrate on proposals. I also decided I couldn't go to yoga this morning because I got in so late last night that I didn't feel like I could make the 6 or the 7:30 a.m. yogas and get like a proper amount of sleep. I still was like exhausted all morning, and I had to like go to work, and I had to pick up like the satellite box because I'm hosting live from Eastern Oregon on the weekend. And I had to go get my phone screen fixed and drop $329 to get it fixed. And I had to pick up the donut, obviously. Anyway, I decided I really need some yoga because the yoga I was doing in my hotel room does not substitute for someone else telling you what to do for an hour. And I'm not going to say that I was like panicking, but I definitely had very high stress levels today, and I was using all of my coping tools of like breathing while I was biking around and reminding myself that it's just radio. None of this is like make or break. This is not life threatening. And but I'm still at like a very high stress level relative to the ability to complete this. So was Salt Lake City for work? Was it OPB or OMD? It was for work for my day job. It was a conference. Right now what's going on is the Public Media Content Conference, which is like the huge PMCC. It's like the huge collective, but it's mostly people in the upper levels of stations. So it's like program directors or VP of content and stuff that are at PMCC. But this was a conference of all the people that do my job, my very specific job at member stations. And they dovetailed it on PMCC this year, especially because of the challenge. A lot of stations like not having any professional development money right now. Okay, I think we're gonna do this, the corn fritter. We've had this one before. I think it's been quite a while since we've had the corn fritter. Let's see if we can find it in one of the... I think it was like last summer. So let's go through last summer's book really quick and see what I rated it last time. Okay, I had it 8/13/2024 last year, so last August, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. Let's see if it's a 4 out of 5 again. All right, here we go. Man, I thought my day was stressed. A mother started breastfeeding a toddler in the middle of a parent meeting. Honestly, that's just a little funny. How toddler? Because, like, 2-year-old toddler, one thing. 3.5-year-old toddler, you start to be like, ooh, that's, yeah. All right. I was late because we went out to dinner and I had corn fritters on the river. See, this does sound relaxing. See, this is why I wanted to do the live stream regardless. By the way, I hopefully will be doing the live stream from Baker City. Aaron is going to have to run it here, but it will be on Monday, which is a holiday in the US. It's Labor Day. And I will be incidentally working on Labor Day. Because I'm going to be stuck in Baker City. It's so big. I don't want to think about how much of my diet today has been corn. Let's not analyze it. There's this part of me that knows that I will get as much of it as I need to get done before I leave. But last year, I was like very prepared for this trip. And this year, I am not prepared. David says, I used to labor a lot on Labor Day when I was union. I am also union, and I'm laboring on Labor Day. My coworker, Prack Rudy, really wants to bake while we're in Baker City, which she did last time, but we only had like a little toaster oven. But I think we have a full kitchen in our Airbnb this time. So, she might be able to like bake something vegan that I'll have on the live stream on Labor Day. Because we mostly won't be doing reporting on Labor Day because everything's going to be closed. One of my sources that I've been trying to get clearance to shoot at this hospital out in Baker City, the only hospital in Baker City. And I reached out to media relations like 2 months in advance of this trip. They just today were like, oh, the person I tried to get you in touch with is like out that day. So we're going to have to set up a Zoom phoner later. It's frustrating, but at the same time, they chose this to be on the Friday of a Labor Day weekend. So I don't blame people for being out. This is how big this donut is. I've been eating it for this long and I still have this much donut left. Okay. Now that we have the audio working again, please tell me what you are looking forward to this week. And tell me your best tips for making yourself do a bunch of stuff you don't want to do in a short period of time. I haven't been procrastinating so much as like, I just didn't have a lot of turnaround time. I was very, very busy, like every hour of the day at HostCon. And I got back very late for me last night. So I didn't get to bed till like far too late. Anyway. Here's my plus side though. The only shoes I brought, because I brought my skates, so I like didn't have room in my bag for much else. Because I was traveling with just a backpack. And they take up a ton of room. I brought my new running shoes that I had that whole rigmarole with the like kind of scammy feeling in-person interaction at the store. But I wore those shoes and they were fantastic. They were just really great. And I super duper enjoyed it. Oh, wait. Have you all not seen the wallpaper in the new office yet? I don't think you have. I don't think I've showed you yet. Because it was done last week. But I think we didn't have the capability to show you on the stream. But I think I do now. If I don't have the Apple TV up, then there's really no hope because Aaron is gone, and Aaron's the one that can, like, fix that problem. Let me just see on the other phone. Oh, yeah. It's like, for some reason, that phone is not connected. And this phone is, despite barely being used all day, is almost dead. The wallpaper is done. Let me show you. Okay, so I will show you. I think you should be able to see it. Split Apple TV? There we go. Look at it. That's the wallpaper that I bought 2 years ago? I think 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And it was very expensive wallpaper, but look how gorgeous it looks in the office. And oh yes, there's my very excited. And then this is what my desk looks like in it. This is the desk that we hauled across town that I got off Facebook Marketplace. It's not actually an antique, it's vintage, which is like upsetting because it's from like the early 80s, which is in fact vintage because it's like 45 years old. But it is meant to look antique. But it's not actually antique. But look at all of the tiny, look at all of the very tiny little drawers. They all fit washi tape great. I'm still like working on things. So I have a plan for this center hole. There's a lot of various plans that are happening here. Oh yeah, you can see more of the tiny little drawers. And Seamus says, hey, back up. Yeah, we've been back up for a little while. We had to restart it. Okay, let me take my... Let's take that off so you don't see that. Oh, so, and then one of the other things that happened was that this was an extremely cheap rug I got off Amazon. This rug was like less than $50. And it's like a washable rug. The unfortunate part that is it feels a little too small for the room, and maybe it takes away from the wallpaper too much. I haven't really decided. But then the next size up, because usually I wanted to like really go edge to edge, is a foot too big for the room. But it's such a cheap rug that I was like considering cutting it, but then I was also looking at a bunch of other rugs. Oh yeah, and now I'm looking at that. And then this is the chandelier that's gonna go in. Had my own streaming woes the last month, so one sympathizes. Hazard of the gig. Well, it was entirely due to Aaron completely changing my live stream setup and then leaving town. So, which I just want to say, I didn't know that was happening. I just show up and then suddenly more live streaming equipment is changed. So we are about to move everything into that office that I was just showing you all imminently. And so that was part of the reason for the change, as far as I understand. We had a great weekend with Ajax, so this week seems very lackluster by comparison. I'm looking forward to sleep. Oh, I wish I was looking forward to sleep. I want sleep. I don't know. This schedule was dumb. There were choices, but I wish there were more choices about how my schedule was arranged this week. Tiny drawers make me think of the book Getting Things Done. A third of that book is organizing supplies, which is useless post-cloud days. It is not useless. I have lots of supplies to organize. A lot of people still use all the GTD method. Fuzzbubble's looking forward to a quiet weekend with my partner. Apparently I'm just jealous of what everybody is doing. I know we'll have fun. We're going to be doing important reporting. We're going to be doing good stuff. It will be fine. I am excited, she says. Electricity soon? There is electricity in the house. We have been told that the electricity person has made it their top priority to get us power because of how long we've been waiting. I don't know what that means, but lots of places for the cats to get into. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna like try to open all those tiny drawers. I could absolutely see Machka doing that. Where are they? They're being suspiciously quiet. Oh, Machka's up there. Where's the other one? Google. What is an electricity person? The person that works for the electricity company. A new one that we have been sent to. I don't really understand what's going on. I don't know if the electricity company knows what's going on. Seamus, one of the YouTubers that I follow that does gaming content, even though I don't have any interest in games, but I follow them because I have a parasocial relationship with them and have since 2006. They complained about a lot of the RPG games and kind of gave up on a lot of the series just because there's so much reading of text. So I understand that. K-Walk Comedy says, no big Labor Day plans, just looking forward to a day off. I am excited for everybody to have a day off. Hopefully I will be able to come to you live from Baker City. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I hope it works. I have a Comrex. I can get into the board at the OPP studio. I am bringing, I am responsible for $40,000 of equipment on this trip. It's really stressing me out. Also, we have a whole office supply station at the office, and because we all need to use our Zoom recorders for work, there's a bunch of batteries. And I'd been slowly mentally packing for the past couple weeks, and I kept just grabbing boxes of batteries. And I now realize I have 6 boxes of batteries, but my recorder does take 4 batteries. So each of these boxes is maybe it's usually 6 to 10 hours of battery life in the Zoom. But it is really dumb because I am bringing all these batteries as though there are no batteries available in Eastern Oregon, which is fundamentally untrue. So, yeah. Don't say that. You could get mugged. Well, I will say a bunch of it I'm not taking on the way out, so they would have to know the way back. We are not advertising the route ahead of time, too, so... I mean, I guess the good news is if I do get I don't know what the value of a Comrex is to someone that doesn't work in broadcast radio, but I still remember how hard it was to get a AAA in Sophia. I don't think it's going to be a problem to get a AA in Baker City, partially because I'm pretty sure I did end up buying batteries. I think I ended up buying a bunch at the Dollar Tree in LeGrand. I don't know what occupancy is, though, Fuzz Bubbles. I have no idea. If I was a betting person, I would say we should start taking bets. Because it feels like it could be any day between next week and next year at this point. I do think that if we're still not in by 2026, that will be concerning. We did have some neighbors ask if we were in some of the other rentals in the neighborhood, ask if any of the units were going to be available soon. So really hoping that. Eric says 40K. Wowza, that's like a BMW. I'd be stressed too. Yeah, I feel more stressed after I just had to spend $329 to get my phone screen fixed 4 days into owning it. Still mad at myself. I guess what's even more frustrating to me is it was nothing different than the normal amount of wear and tear that my phone goes under, which is that, like, I have this case on it because I drop my phone so often, and it must just have hit at the wrong angle. Maybe it was Joseph Smith that caused it. I don't know. When I was in Florida, my sister-in-law and brother were around and went to see my new place, and I got one bit of feedback from her. So many keyboards. Do you have like a wall display for them all? I've started getting served keyboard content, so we really got to do this keyboard stream soon. We'll come up with a plan once I've moved into the new office, and then you can help me with the Woodland Regency theme one. All right, y'all. I think that I'm going to have to stop streaming soon because I have to pack. Part of the reason that I can't pack is because I need to wait for clothes to dry. So, like, I woke up and I immediately threw all the clothes from the last trip I was on in the laundry, but a bunch of them are still clothes that have to be hung dry. So I can't really pack for the next trip until they're dry. Michael says, I've broken my phone 3 times in my life, and 2/3 of the time I had a case, so I've decided cases are useless. I will say that these cases are usually a really good investment for me. Like, they have definitely protected my phone many times. But the main reason I have them is they have this quad lock, which I use on my bike. One of the times that the phone broke for me was because I had one of those crappy bike holders that, like, ratchets down, and the spring had gotten stuck and worn out. And not quad lock, whatever Peak Designs lock is, their cases and their whole system is pretty expensive, but it is so good that I don't have any regrets about it at all. It's just amazing. It's the best thing if you're like a regular bike commuter. I've had the same iPhone SE for 3 years. Thing is indestructible. Yeah, my old phone is still in fine condition, and I've had this one since 2022. So yeah, 3 years. And I inherited it from Aaron. I think that's like the threshold. I would not say that it's indestructible, but the battery life was really the problem that was getting to me. So it's whatever I have now. I don't know. I don't put any thought into the phones anymore because I just inherit them from Aaron, and that upgrades me more frequently than I would under my own volition. So there is a laundry in the loft. There's a laundry downstairs. Yeah. How do you think we've been doing laundry for the past 2 years? No, not going to laundromat. Thank God, because I did not. I work out so much. I go through so much laundry, and I would be very bummed. Almost all of my clothes has to be hung dry, though. So we have a bunch of, like, drying racks everywhere. Haven't figured out new wall display yet. I'm very excited for you. Okay. Eric's advice for how I'm going to get this done is to gamify the things you need to do, clear the board, start checking off the meagerest small things. My problem is that, like, I haven't had a chunk of time where I haven't had to do a task at a set time all, like, day. It's very frustrating. So I'm supposed to go into the union meeting, and they had negotiations yesterday, and they have negotiations again Monday. So I actually do want to go to this meeting. It's very important. And then at 7:30, I have yoga, which I think for my mental health, I should definitely go to. My thought was that I could either skip yoga and tell myself that I'm going to finish all the stuff and not do it and then feel really bad that I didn't go to yoga, or I could go to yoga for an hour. And even if if I stay up a little later, I'm just going to be in a better mood. Because I'm not going to be able to go to yoga for a week because I'm going to be traveling for a week. David, that's fair. That's fair that you have not given much thought to my laundering. I understand that. Oh no! Why it rained in my new closet. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that is one of my fears about having the laundry on the 3rd floor in the new place. All right. Y'all, it sounds like people already told me what they're looking forward to this week. Sounds like people are mostly looking forward to a day off work. Nice, chill, easy day. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the week. I'm sorry that this was such a lackluster stream today. We haven't really packed. Oh, we didn't rate the corn fritter. I was just so hungry, I just ate the corn fritter. What are we rating the corn fritter? 4? I think it's a 4 out of 5 again. It's a 4 out of 5 again. So, let's rate the corn fritter. It's not a 5 out of 5. It was very good, but I want to know what travel gear you recommend. For what? For what thing? Most of my stuff that I'm bringing traveling is just whatever I have to bring for work. So my bag. This is my reporting bag, and this is the thing I need to most check. But it's a Peak Designs camera bag, but it's really nice for audio reporting because it swings really easily when I'm getting to my equipment. My must-haves for travel, well, I think it's also very different if you're bus or plane traveling or work traveling. But yeah, look at my very exciting audio equipment. My Zoom. XLR cable. Pink XLR cable. Mic flag. Another topper. Shotgun mic. Tiny tripod. More. See, these ones I think I should just trash because I'm pretty sure they're used and they were at the bottom of the bag. See, I am doing packing. Apparently one of my lipsticks is in there, probably from when I was filming a thing. More batteries. Monitoring headphones. More batteries. More used batteries. Stickers. My work cards, which I'm not going to put face up. A backup ballpoint that'll work on anything. And backup SD cards. Look at that. They all go in there. I'm the crazy person who wears a photographer's vest to Disney World. Well, here's my other one. It's my vest with lots of pockets. It's very, very helpful for field reporting. But it also says press and is reflective on it. So helpful for protest reporting as well. There you go. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. I can't really accurately get this in here. Available in here, but all right. stickers. Zoom. Boop, boop, boop. This is my big frustration with this bag, is that the shotgun can only fit across the top like that, and it's just slightly too tall to fit in this way, no matter really how I adjust the pockets, and I find that mildly annoying. I should also grab, there should be some, usually I put unlubricated condoms in here as well, because they help protect the mic from wind. When I am out. All right. And monitoring ones. Well, look, I did do some packing on this. Ta-da! Did you really read that in a book once? Recording has been a nightmare because I can't turn my air conditioner down. I find that if you've got a decent mic, you can usually cut out the air conditioner noise. Also, in post, if you're using Audition for your audio, they have some really good AI tools now, but at the very least, you can use one of the high pass filters, and you can usually get the background out of there. But it's really just about good miking, and even if there is AC, you can usually hold on to it. I speak as someone who gets a lot of challenging audio environments. Although Ira Glass yesterday told me I should put wireless mics on the bus drivers. So, hi, Machka. Do you want to say hello? Machka's decided she's included in this. All right, y'all. I really do need to move to the next meeting. I hope you all have a lovely week. I hope I am less stressed when you see me in Baker. And until next week, oh, yes, and reminder that the live stream will not be on Tuesday next week. It will be on Monday next week because of my travel schedule. Machka's being a little dramatic princess. Hi. Hey, ow. Don't do that. You guys, none of you can see this. It just looks like I'm talking at my lap, doesn't it? I just chat with Ira Glass. Ira Glass was at the conference that I was at. Hello. All right. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Pet a cat if you have one available. Machka's volunteering. And I will see you all next Monday. Bye.